Hey everybody, we're going to get right into it with this one as it'll be quite a short video. To set up a reflux, you'll simply need an appropriately sized round bottom flask, a heating mantle, a condenser, whichever you have in your drawer is fine, thin walled tubing, and the water line in the back of the fume hood. This will be set up quite similarly to the fractional distillation that we used back in Chapter 7, but there are just fewer pieces involved. First, make sure that the joints are greased between the condenser and round bottom flask to seal it well. Like before, water should flow in from the bottom and out through the top of the condenser to help give a smooth flow profile and ensure the entire condenser is filled. Often, simply using some parafilm to seal the water lines to the condenser should be sufficient, but some condensers might have slightly differently sized connections. Check the fitment with the inlet water line. If it's snug, parafilm should be sufficient. If not, you can see that I used a zip tie here to help get a bit of a better fit. If a zip tie still doesn't seem to be enough to seal everything, find an instructor and we'll help you to wire it into place. Now, like before, you'll want to loosely connect a boss head to the water outlet just to help keep it in the drain should your water pressure bump. Once your setup is secure, you may turn on the water. At this point, I quickly just set up a Cannizzaro reaction just for some demonstration purposes. Once everything is combined for your particular reaction, place the condenser on top and turn the varostat to 60 or 70%. Check the temperature as time passes to ensure the heating mantle is properly heating your reaction. Now, while we wait for this reaction to heat, I'll just briefly discuss refluxes. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that you should use an appropriately sized round bottom flask. Anytime that you are performing a reflux, distillation, rotary evaporation, etc., you want to avoid filling the flask more than 1/3 to 1/2 of the way full, just to help ensure that you get a nice, gentle boil. So this then brings us to the question, what is a reflux? Refluxing involves running a reaction at an elevated temperature to help improve the rate of reaction while constantly recondensing any reaction solvent that continually boils off. This allows us to run a reaction for as long as we need at elevated temperatures without having to continually add solvent to the reaction mixture, and it improves safety as any flammable fumes will never be able to actually leave the reaction itself. In our case, we don't need any sort of fine temperature control, and we'll just be running at full reflux, meaning that we want the reaction to be fully boiling and recondensing vigorously before we consider reflux as having been achieved. You can see in this shot here that I've achieved a full reflux at this point, and it will normally take 10 to 15 minutes of heating depending upon what your reaction solvent is. And with that, I've got to quench and work up this reaction, so until the next one, see ya.